Happy holidays, and today I'm going to be making 2 drinks using this special bitters. My buddy Gnomes sent me this bitters. It's a Christmas chocolate bitters. I have some cool ideas to do with this, so let's go. Ho, ho, ho. All right, so this first one I'm making is going to be more of a sweet drink. It's a peppermint chocolate kind of mix, but with this Christmas vibes, right? So we're going to start off with some dashes of Gnomes Christmas chocolate bitters. Look at that thing, how beautiful that looks. I will leave a link if you want to order this. I will leave a link below on how to order this. We're going to do 2 full dashes of this. Nice. So I already have ice in here. It smells really good. You can smell that chocolate on that bitters, right? So we're going to start off with 2 ounces of vodka. Yep, I got this big bad boy here. Why do I have such a big bad boy? My wife used to like martinis. Doesn't drink them much anymore, but she used to like to drink with Grey Goose, so we're going to use this. Now, I also have a peppermint one of a peppermint flavored vodka. I thought about using that. If you like peppermint a lot, that'd be a good way to go. If you don't, let's stick to vodka because there's going to be plenty of peppermint and chocolate in this one. We're also going to be adding 1 ounce of a coffee liqueur. Yep, 1 ounce of this. So we're going to pour that in here. And yes, we're doing this on a shaker. It's because we want to shake this up and make it nice and fluffy to add a lot of aromatics to it as well. It's gonna just change it and just make it really nice and delicious. We also have a little special things going on with this one. We'll show you at the end. Now we're gonna add 2 full ounces of this peppermint schnapps. Look how much of this we use. My daughter made this for a party. That's where I got the idea from, and I turned it into a old-fashioned by adding some bitters. We already have the sweetener, we already have the spirit, and there you go. So there is a lot of peppermint in this one already. Just dump the rest of that in there. There is a secret sauce to this, a secret recipe, and that's what I'm gonna show you next. You're gonna be like, what are you doing? It's crazy. But yep, we're gonna be using Hershey syrup. Yeah, that sounds crazy, right? They want a full 2 ounces of this. I learned that if you put it in here, too much of it stays in here. So all you're gonna do is pour it in here, squeeze a whole bunch in here, and try to estimate 1.5 to 2 ounces of that. So that's the secret recipe in here. We're gonna put this on here and we're gonna shake this up. Now you want to shake that up really good, and this never works for me. Oh, worked for me this time. You want to shake that up really good. Mix that chocolate in there. Make sure it foams up and looks really nice. Now I'm going to pour this into 2 different glasses, okay? The first glass I'm going to show you is this peppermint glass that we made. Now I'm going to show you, so on there they make it seem like it's super easy to make, super easy to pour, but it's not as easy as you think it is. So the first time I made it, said to put it in the oven. I think it was 325 for 8 to 20 minutes. Put it in there. The bottom looked really good. You pull it out. Look how holy that thing is. Did not melt all the way through. Can't use that as a glass. Looks very pretty, but you can't use it as a glass. Then I also made it, and that was the other one I was showing you. And they just put like bottom, and look, that's so rough. It's not flat. It's not, My wife was the one that was the genius, came up with the idea, like, let's leave it in there for the full 20 minutes. Let's put crushed a peppermint on the bottom. Made a perfect glass. So there you go. So my advice is get the mold, put the peppermints, crush on the bottom, leave it in there for a longer period of time than you think, then let it cool completely before you pull it out. So that's the first one. We're gonna get this, we're gonna just pour a little bit in here and fill that up. There you go. Look at that. We're also gonna do it how my daughter did it. Now for her party, she didn't use bitters. I added the bitters to make this an old-fashioned style. But you get a glass, a beautiful Christmas glass. But we don't want to just stop there. We want to decorate it a little bit, right? So we're going to put a little bit of the syrup on here and just kind of make that pretty. Happy mistakes. There's no mistakes. There's just happy stuff. What's his name? The guy with all the hair that did all those beautiful paintings. Then you're going to just pour this in there and fill it up there. Yep. Now, you would think, why are you doing it 2 different ways? Does that really make it different? I'm going to tell you, I've done this before and it really does. It really does make a difference. So here you have it, my Santa's chocolate peppermint old fashioned. One is a shot when he's in a hurry and just kind of wants to warm up. One when he wants to sit by the fire and just enjoy it and enjoy that chocolate. Now we're going to do this one first. So doing this, if you leave it in here long enough, I'm not leaving it long enough, it adds more peppermint to it. But Here we go. Happy holidays. Chocolate, peppermint, just beautiful, beautiful. Very sweet for an old fashioned, but definitely a good pour. Now this one, you're wondering, did that really make any difference? Adding that little bit of chocolate on the bottom adds more chocolate through it. So as you taste it, like I'm gonna look there, like there's chocolate sticking up through there, so that's what I'm gonna drink through, right? And honestly, I'm supposed to decorate this, garnish it with a candy cane. I forgot to grab one right now, but garnish it with a candy cane. And you just take that sip. So you get that same peppermint and chocolate, but then you get that extra kick of chocolate in there. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And I'm not a big coffee liqueur drinker. I'm not a coffee drinker at all, but this coffee liqueur adds a little something to it that makes it a little bit special. So there you have it. My Santa's chocolate peppermint old fashioned, 2 different ways, both really good, both fun to sip on. And especially if you have family members that don't like those heavy spirit forward cocktails, this is the way to go. Both ways are fun. You can even just sip on it from here, adding more of that peppermint to it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So now I'm gonna make a drink, an old-fashioned style drink, more for your purists out there who wanna really have it and just kind of elevate the game, right? So once again, we're gonna use 2 dashes of Gnomes Christmas chocolate bitters. And he likes bitters, I like bitters, so use 2, use 3, use 1, depending on what you like. And once again, I will leave a link down below on how you can order this if you want as well. Now, you always want to add a little bit of sweetener. I just made this fresh Demerara simple syrup. It's still hot. Normally I like to let it cool. I'm gonna do a little bit under half an ounce of this just to add some of that sweetness to it. It'll cool down in here, so we'll be fine with that in there, but it definitely needs to cool. Make sure there's a little secret that they taught me. If you add a little bit of vodka to this, it lasts a lot longer. So since Gnome is from New Orleans and he used to work at the Sazerac house, the Sazerac Rye house, I'm gonna use Sazerac in this cocktail. Definitely need a good new one. This was actually, I bought this in Sazerac in 2022, so I've had this for a while here. We're gonna do 2 full ounces of this as well. 2 full ounces. Yep, look, that smells so good. Haven't had Sazerac Rye in a while. Now, I'm also gonna add a little secret ingredient to level this game up. Now, if you watch my videos, you saw I've used a secret ingredient before. The first time I did this, I didn't do such a good job with it. I did not. I only had like 4 little coffee beans, but here's the secret ingredient bag. I'm gonna open this up. So 1, I changed it. I'm using espresso beans. 2, I'm gonna add a good little handful of this in here. So not just 1 or 2, I'm gonna add a handful. I realized afterwards that that's what I did a mistake with. And so let's see, does that enhance it? And coffee, as you saw in the last drink, enhances the chocolate. So I think it's just gonna enhance it. I definitely smell that coffee in there. It's an espresso, and that's what they recommend using. I didn't use it on the last one either. So let's give this a stir. Now we want to make sure that this is cool and not cold. We want it almost perfect in here to be perfect in my glass. Starting to feel that nice chill on the outside there. So almost perfect there. Let's get a nice big glass. I'm gonna add a nice clear ice to this. So I have clear ice that's been in there kind of melting because it's been there for just a moment. So my normal strain that I have for this, my daughter has it, so I don't have that normal one. I got a Star Wars Death Star one going here. We'll use that one for right now. Look how beautiful that looks. Nice color on that. I can smell the beans in here. Now, some people like to decorate with those beans. I'm gonna take them out because I don't want to accidentally choke on them. So if you want, leave them in there. I recommend taking them out just so you don't, as you're drinking this and enjoying it and you forget that you have them in there, you don't accidentally choke on them. Let's call it the Gnomes Christmas Chocolate Old Fashioned. The Gnomes Christmas Chocolate Old Fashioned. Gnome's kind of like an elf, isn't it? So here we go. Let's go for this one. Ooh. Okay, I can see how the coffee beans added like a nice creamy texture to this. Adds another layer of, ooh, it just keeps hitting me. Wow. There is an evolution on this drink that I'm liking. I'm gonna go in for a second drink real quick. You definitely taste that chocolate in here. It's a nice chocolate silky texture, and I think that silky texture is actually coming from those beans. You have a little bit of coffee notes, which, I'm not big on coffee, but it's just enough of a hint there that makes it really nice. You know what? This is a great mixture. Hey, Gnome, I want you to try it. I know you have Sazerac. I know you have the bitters. Try doing that and using a Demerara Simple 101 syrup and some coffee beans and tell me what you think. I really like this one. Wow, so there you have it. 3 simple drinks using the Gnomes Christmas chocolate bitters. It's a good bitters. I like this one. This one just hits the palate really nicely. Perfect for this holiday season. Perfect for after the holiday season. So make sure you pick one up. As I said, I'll leave a link below. Love it, love it, love it. This shot, the more it sits in there, the more peppermint you get. So I always recommend making some of these, letting them sit there, enjoy a different drink, come back to them so you get more of that peppermint as you're drinking it. This one just has all that beautiful chocolate notes. Oh yeah, more and more chocolate. It's almost like drinking like like when you wake up when you're a little kid and make that chocolate milk. It tastes very similar to that. A lot of creaminess on this. Now, if you're like me and you enjoy an old fashioned, you're kind of more of a purist. I'm not a purist all the time because I like to play around with it. But if you're a purist, this is the way to go. Sazerac, bitters, Demerara simple syrup. Put that little secret ingredient of the coffee beans, espresso coffee beans in there and shake that up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Well, my friends, thank you again for joining me on another journey down my old fashioned rabbit hole. I hope you're having great holidays. I hope you're spending time with family and friends. Enjoy it while you can. Every year is a blessing. Every year with them, just enjoy that moment, take it in, and just take that into your conscious and take those pictures, those mental pictures of that time with each other. To our next year, my friends, happy holidays. Cheers to our next journey.